our trusted Bayonetta data mining expert Rikan just dug up these amazing screenshots of those Bayonetta variants from chapter 14 of Bayonetta 3. I'm going to be breaking down these new designs and all of their concepts. But you have this amazing variant who is based off another concept from the Eyes of Bayonetta book, which is another Bayonetta with blonde hair. The things they changed were the flower motifs instead of the sun ones, where even her Umbran Watch looks much more similar to Rosa's. This made me think that this variant didn't really get over Rosa's death and based majority of her looks and styles off her mother. You even have these awesome needle swords, which remind me of a Rosa's thorn, which makes me think that her style of fighting was way more bloody. Kinda fitting if she was so broken about her mother's death. But then you have the typical witch Bayonetta, which looks much more like a League character, but this is what I was hoping for back then when we'd have the pop cultural typical witch variant or outfit for Bayonetta to arrive. She has beautiful scarlet hair alongside a staff that looks like an 1800s light post, which made me think that she had awakened sometime during the Victorian era. Maybe she was looked upon as a sort of chemist or cleric during her time alive. I like to think that she may have encountered or dealt with the problem of Jack the Ripper in her timeline, which I think is quite interesting also to theorize about. This was also based off the Bayo 1 art book, but they included her staff in the game instead of her Scarborough Fair red guns. Now, we are already familiar with the variant that is based off Bayonetta's first design and demo look, but it's really cool to think that in the lore, this Bayonetta was fighting in a place where there was a winter climate. I'm thinking this variant was around the northern part of the Russian continent. Moving on, you have this majestic Bayonetta who has white glasses and almost looks like a Navy admiral, but upon closer inspection, this is based off that hot nurse design. Considering that she has a syringe in her hand and the obvious white outfit. Maybe this one had learnt Lumen Sage art, but I like to think that they are saving that possibility for a future game later on. It looks like she is carrying blood bags. The first blood transfusion was in the late 1700s, but it'd be so cool if this Bayonetta helped out in both world wars in her timeline as a combat medic. One of my absolute favorite designs that I am simping for. I wish she was the one who performed my transplant. Now, what really showcases the maritime vibe is the pirate Bayonetta variant, which, oh my god, would have likely been using the harpoon weapon or Cassiopeia and the Kraken contract before Dark Eve. Oh my god, I think this is going to be the most plausible theory here, but what if the Kraken and harpoon we used in Bayonetta 3 was originally from pirate Bayonetta, since Cassiopeia was rumored to have been used by a Heike general to fight against demons hiding near the ocean floor, but potentially years later was defeated by Dark Eve once she invaded her timeline. This is my favorite design aesthetic wise, and it's so hot. Her coat is really what gave it away for me, being my favorite out of the bunch. I'm a sucker for epic coats. Moving on, you have this adorable variant who has one of the most unique outfits of the data mine, strutting a white puffy dress wielding similar weapons to the typical witch Bayonetta, obviously due to easier design work. If you have a name for this one, let me know in the comments, but this one has the craziest glasses design. The best backstory I could think of was that she might have been a performer in the 1800s, like the opera singer Jenny Lind, which you might know the adaptation of from The Greatest Showman. Oh my god, imagine if her and Balzabul were ever in a contract or even know of each other. Moving on, you have this hot Mortal Kombat-like variant which draws features from Super Mirror Zero with the hair ears, but she has the most ninja vibes out of all the variants, so I'm thinking she was raised post 15th century Japan and went on more incognito missions and assassinations. Now, I really hope that is a ribbon because I drew similar eyewear with Eggman the Destroyer way back in 2020, which their marketing team liked. So if this is a ribbon, this would be a very, very cool coincidence. You have this awesome, majestic Onesan looking variant where it looks like she was given the royal treatment in Asia or Taisho era Japan. Her fan weapon looks so cool, but it's her dress and tiara that really emit a certain dominance she had in that era. So for this one, definitely the backstory of being treated like a member of the royal family when she had awoken from her coma. Heck, maybe she was treated like a god if you want to get a little Demon Slayer vibes into this. Shoutouts to my Demon Slayer manga friends, you know who I'm talking about. We still have to see the pink and blue variants, but I'm sure Rikan is on it and doing their absolute best. Click here for the next Bayonetta 3 breakdown. I'm rockin', and never get disheartened.